Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. Continuing the saga, if that is the way to refer to it, of Mr. Nasir El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State. He was detained on Monday by the EFCC. That was in relation to, helping them with their investigations following heightened security surrounding his tenure as governor. But as soon as he was released around 8 p.m., according to reports, on Wednesday, he has been picked up again by, let's see now, I think ICPC, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Offences Commission. All the security agencies seem to be interested in having a conversation with the man, to put it discreetly like that. He himself, spectacularly had invited a lot of security agencies when he had said that he was privy to the, what is the word now? Is it bugging? But tapping, yeah, that somebody had tapped the phone of the National Security Advisor and had shared information with him to the effect that he was to be arrested as soon as he was coming in from Cairo, which was the beginning of all of this scenario. So it's a spectacular situation, and we have a security expert to help us look at it. Mr. Dennis Amakri, security consultant, is a retired assistant director the Department of State Security. He joins us remotely from the United States. Good morning, Dennis. Thank you for coming on with us.
Good morning, Yori. Nice to be with you.
Indeed. I dare say, everybody has been saying it, this is one of the most spectacular cases where usually these security departments will have to conduct investigations, but Mr. El-Rufai handed everything to the organizations on a platter of gold, so to speak, when he went on television the day after he arrived from Cairo, and actually said himself that he was privy to the, parts of the telephone conversation of the National Security Advisor. So he's dead. Don't worry about it. There's no need for them to make a charge, but of course those ones will follow the law. They have now made a charge. So first of all, give me your impression of that, the fact that such a very, very serious, grievous crime, he admitted to it.
Well, thank you, Yori. You see, this is where you can say that somebody's shooting himself in the leg, He actually scored a own goal, like Nigerians would say. He scored a goal against himself.
Yes, yes. In fact,
Go ahead.
It's so spectacular an admission for him to have made, and it is now being processed, that there are those who are considering, did that really happen? Or was he trying to grandstand that no person, it might have been a Freudian slip, no person in their right mind would first of all admit to tapping anybody's phone, much less that of the National Security Advisor. So perhaps, no doubt, the experts in the Department of State Security and all those others interested will be looking into the background to this matter, because it has been heard that people falsely accuse themselves. Do you think there might be anything of that in this situation here?
Yori, you can accuse yourself privately or among your friends. But when you come to national TV, to come and make such claims, then it's far more implicating.
Yes.
Because I don't know, maybe he was blinded by rivalry with the NSA. Whether it's a personal vendetta between two of them. But maybe he wants to show that he's a passive target is not a passive target,
Okay.
that he knows what is happening in the intelligence environment, so anything you people are doing, I also know, and that is very, very implicating because maybe when he said it, he didn't know, but I think it's part of his kind of attitude, where he has this reputation of being a disruptor, and then of course he's very clever. But I think in this particular case, he has worked himself in, and he has a lot of things to explain,
Very much so, because first of all, as you recall, he was a governor. He was a two-term governor for 8. He was in there for 8 years of Kaduna State, and the State House of Assembly has been demanding that he be scrutinized, he be probed. We even had Senator Shehu Sani come on and give us a detailed, summary of what the questions were that they wanted him to provide answers to, and that they have so far not been able to do, to get him to do. So after dealing with that, which I think the EFCC has done preliminary work on and have released him, now he was immediately, well, around 8 o'clock, it is said, on Wednesday evening, he was immediately rearrested. And now he's a guest of, as we say in Nigeria, he's a guest of the ICPC.
Yes.
Now, he was arrested by the Department of State Security. He was released by he was given administrative bail by the EFCC. And then reportedly, the Department of State Security was waiting for him, picked him up at the behest of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Offenses Commission. So just look at those 3 security agencies being involved in your case. He has his work cut out for him.
No, he has really cut out his work for himself. Actually, it was the EFCC that arrested him first. And then when they finished with him, I think he spent 2 days with them.
Yes.
And then, as they released him, ICPC picked him up. While ICPC was picking him up, the DSS was filing a case, a 3-count charge against him, about the wiretapping, because the ICPC and EFCC were basically concerned with the 235 billion naira missing in Kaduna State, of which, he has to account for what he did with that money, and the ICPC itself too. But the one for the DSS was, of course, for him to explain the wiretapping. Because that's against the Cybercrimes Prohibition and Prevention Act.
Exactly.
Of 2024, which, of course, he has run contrary to. You don't wiretap. You don't wiretap anybody. And of course, if you really want to do that, you might want to take permission from a judge before you can even wiretap somebody.
Anybody. But no judge is going to give you any permission to wiretap as high-ranking a government official as the National Security Advisor.
You cannot just go and do it. And of course, he was very, very... I know why he was saying that we have our ways. We have our ways. That means, we have the technology to do that. But Yori, let me just explain this. He was governor of Kaduna State. And then, of course, when the DSS was tracking the bandits, that he allegedly brought into Nigeria, of course, you remember, there was this allegation that during election they were brought in. And when they were trying to, monitor them, he came up with this idea that they should carpet bomb them.
Okay.
In Kaduna, they should carpet bomb them. And then, of course, the military said we cannot do that because that's against human rights. You know, you don't carpet bomb people because the collateral damage, you don't know who is who, you know, when you're going to kill, mass killing of people. And then, of course, the DSS was actually monitoring the people. And as the governor, he was privy to some of the intelligence reports. And then he felt that, oh, they were tapping them, or they knew what they were saying. Because at that time, he also came to the public and said that we are hearing them. We know what they are thinking, what they are saying, you know. But he does not know the boundaries where security, you know, goes beyond, you know, what would I say, privacy of an individual. And then, of course, when the security agencies do it, they also get a permit to do that. But he felt that they were just doing it, so he can also do it.
You know, when it comes to the allegation that he has, let me take a quick break, Dennis. I'll be right back. Do please stay with us.
Your voice matters. Your future matters. Democracy works only when the people participate. As Nigeria moves towards the 2027 general elections, this is a call to prepare, a call to participate, a call to be heard. Your permanent voters card PVC is your power. It is your voice. It is your seat at the national table. Without the PVC, decisions are made without you. With the PVC, Indibo, help decide the future of Nigeria. From the southeast to anywhere you live in, wherever you work, wherever you call home, your participation counts. As the INEC continues the voter registration exercise, please, Indibo, go to the nearest INEC office to register and collect your PVC. Stand up for representation. Stand up for inclusion. Stand up for progress. 2027 is approaching. Be ready. Be involved. Be counted. Indibo, Kanje Nihu, your PVC is your power. This message is brought to you by Prince Paul Ikone, member of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors, Abia State Chapter.
Okay, Mr. Dennis Amakre, retired Assistant Director, Department of State Security and Security Consultant, is our guest. Dennis, let me return to this whole boast. Well, it's a statement. They won't, I'm sure the professionals dealing with him, they'll just look at it as it's a statement, and there are millions that witnessed the statement, that heard you make it. You made this statement not in secret before millions. But for all of that, I know this is a delicate area. I would just imagine that the National Security Advisor would be one of the most difficult people to bug. He would have, you know, secure lines all over the place, double firewalls, and whatever it is, the proper terminology that security experts use. So for a citizen to now say that he is working with some people, because when it was pointed out to him in the interview that, how do you know what you are stating? He said he has people who listened and shared the information with him. I want you to evaluate that. Was it not braggadocio? You can't bug, you might as well say you can bug the president.
Yes, like I told you, you know, personally, I think what he was trying to do was, he was attempting to delegitimize the NSA. You know, he was demystifying him. That's why I'm saying that there is a personal vendetta he has
something
against
going on between them.
Yes, I think so. But whatever it is, you know, when you come out to talk things like this, I think it's an attempt, you know, malicious fabrication. It's a malicious fabrication. You are saying things that you cannot prove yourself. And of course, the DSS has picked it up immediately. You know? But they cannot let him go like that.
And they will want to know who his accomplice is.
Exactly. If you say that you listened, that means you are part of it. Or somebody told you, that means you have
an accomplice.
An accomplice, And then, of course, it is very clear, just like you mentioned earlier, the communication between the NSA and the DSS or the military commander, the chief of defense staff, or the chief of air staff and stuff like that, or the president, it's not through WhatsApp. And of course, remember, WhatsApp is end-to-end encryption. WhatsApp itself.
Yes, WhatsApp.
Yes, very difficult to break in.
That is ordinary WhatsApp, and I would dare to imagine that the NSA probably won't be using such. They have their own security. They don't use WhatsApp, but the man says he was privy to the information, as you said, maybe trying to demystify the national NSA to show that we're on the same level, whatever. Maybe that kind of a thing. We're on the same level. Exactly. He even said that government does it, and so they don't let them not think that they are the only people who can do it. We also have our ways. I mean, I couldn't have imagined that. At least give them some work to do. Give the security agency some work to do. You're not allowing them any work. You're doing all the work yourself. But Boniface in Jos, good morning to you, sir. Boniface in Jos, good morning. As I said, well, Boniface, I don't know, it might be a technical issue. As I said, the security agencies, I'm sure the DSS, they will sort this matter out. They will know whether indeed it is possible. And in fact, I would imagine that right now they know some of the truth of the story, but they're going to investigate what he said by himself. Unless he has Israel as a partner. How are you going to... Oh, wait, sorry, Boniface is back. Good morning, Boniface.
Good morning, Yodi.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead now.
Are you hearing me?
Boniface, good morning.
Yodi, good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Okay, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Of the matter is that, Uncle Yodi, I think I'll stop calling you Uncle.
Please, Yodi is fine.
I'll stop calling you Uncle.
Yodi is fine. Please go ahead.
The truth of the matter is that this issue we are discussing now, it shouldn't have been an issue to be discussing by now. We have a pressing need. We have a pressing issue. Not this issue that is very cheap for me that we should be discussing. We have a electoral act that is a problem in this country since 1990.
Okay.
This is the issue that we should be concentrating every guest, if you are to be sincere to yourself. You should be bringing every guest to be talking about that, how we can improve our election, to stop our fathers from dying, to stop our mothers from dying, to stop our brothers and sisters from dying, that we should have a credible election. Not this we are discussing. El-Rufai is just the data that the government are doing to him. All these things that they are doing are just because they don't like him. If El-Rufai had done it the way I learned and I knew and I saw that our president invited him to the president, if he have joined the president, would they be haunting him by now?
Quite an interesting perspective. Thank you very much, Boniface. Appreciate your call. We really do appreciate your call. Yesterday, we were talking about that which you suggested, the electoral elections, the Electoral Act, now it's actually a law. So thank you very much, Boniface, for calling in. Dennis, to go, yes, to go.
Do you know that maybe he's not listening very well? Because what is happening with El-Rufai also involves the coming election. Because remember, you should remember that El-Rufai is even making such noises because he's a member of the opposition, so
That's
to
right.
say,
That's right.
opposition ADC.
That's right.
And the letter that he wrote about the importation of some
Poison.
substance,
Yes.
yes, some poison, was copied to the chairman of ADC. So you can see the political angle in it.
Of course.
And I hope that the caller from Jos should also tie it in to understand that, you know, we are not just doing a narrow discussion here.
Indeed.
It is having a far-reaching, dimension.
Thank you very much, Dennis. But we get all sorts of calls, and well, we take it. Say, well, it is what it is. This is because we were talking about this particular subject. Is referring to only just yesterday, but we're used to people calling in. He's angry. He would want us to, and yes, as you said, it connects. It connects up. Where is secure? If he says he's able to tap the wire, the line of the National Security Advisor, then the chairman of INEC and all the resident electoral commissioners you see, so they will know how much of it was just bluster and how much of it was fact. I was even making the joke that unless this man is saying that Israel, the state of Israel, is partnering with him, how are you going to be bugging? How are you going to be able to bug such secure, ordinarily secure lines? But he did. In fact, I've read some stories online in the press where some people have outrightly said that they doubt if Mr. El-Rufai was actually speaking the truth. It might have been for PR.
Yori, it is falsehood intended to incite the public.
Yeah.
That's what Rufai did. Falsehood intended to incite the public.
Mm-hmm. Ada in Jos has also called in. Good morning, Ada.
Too long. Ada calling from Jos Plateau State. Good morning. The El-Rufai issue, I don't know. The day I watched it, I was fortunate enough to be watching it when the thing happened, on the television. And I just said, hey, wow. It could be made and stand as you said, But if it's like that, then there's a joke that has gone beyond the elbows, if you ask me. You see, there are so many things he has done in the past, or whether he said it or actions or whatever, and he got away with it, things that could destabilize a country. Nobody picked him up. That's the problem with Nigeria, So the problem now is that he has shot himself in the foot. So it is a wake-up call for those that have been in office before or that are still in office to be mindful of what they say. They should avoid this diarrhea of the mouth. Sometimes they just want to show off, that they...
Verbal diarrhea.
Look at it now. Exactly. This thing has gotten him into trouble, if you ask me.
Yes.
But people should be punished for whatever they do. And people should be held accountable when they are in office after finishing. It's because we don't keep the rule of law. So when somebody is asked to come and account for his stewardship, it's as if, leave him, it's our own thief, it's our own that. Let it be a standing order now, or what, rule? Let people be accountable when they finish their tenure. Nigeria is not a banana republic.
Yeah.
All the same, let's not do for Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Ada, for calling in. Well, as Ada pointed out here, there have been a number of utterances, instances in the past where nothing happened to him. It seems to me, just looking at it, that the government of the day seems to be leaning over backwards to allow that which is going to be referred to as freedom of speech, even if sometimes it does seem outrageous to people. But in this case, it was a matter of hours. It was a matter of within hours, the authorities, he's speaking to the authorities. So this is not one of those where he's just been speaking, he's been saying some things and government hasn't reacted. Well, if government is guilty, according to some people, of being a bit slow, maybe it's because of this whole sensitivity to democracy, and sometimes you're going to be abusive, you're going to be negative. They don't want to pick you up for that alone, But in this case, this is an example of, well, when you touched on this, which is beginning to look like, is it treason or sedition? Which one is it? when it's beginning to look like a crime against the state, instantly within a day, government is all over the case. But
there's a lot of crime that he has committed: espionage, sedition, sabotage, all kinds of stuff. So the lawyers are going to talk with him when they get to court.
Samuel in Oshogbo is also trying to get in on the program. Good morning, Samuel. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Director.
I salute you.
Yeah, you see, the issue of Nasir El-Rufai.
Yes.
I think the director there, your guest,
yes,
they know. El-Rufai
is the retired assistant director, the security consultant.
So we don't like telling our best truth. You remember the statement that El-Rufai made when he said he was paying bandits, terrorists, not people in
That's correct. Very correct.
And if it's in the US, or if it's in the UK, or if it's in any other country, and letting go free. You remember after the presidential election that brought in our current president, he made one statement when he was addressing some group of people. Though he was speaking in Hausa, I understand Hausa very well, and I can send that video to you if you want to see it. He said that since when they brought in the Muslim ticket, that Christian Association of Nigeria have kept quiet. They cannot talk. They cannot do anything. El-Rufai behavior from the onset, you will know that it's a threat. The DSS, Oga there, they know. So they don't have to do anything about it. The DSS invited him for. Let him go and answer for it. And let them dig deep. They must find something. They must find something. The president we have now is a very intelligent person. It's not like other presidents that will just, because he said, okay, come and work with me. Then we find a report about you. And instead of him to act, he will say, no, let's keep it aside. Because I've invited you to come and work with me. Just come and work like that. It doesn't work that way in other places. And that is why I like the president for taking that action.
Okay.
El-Rufai should account for what he said. So
indeed.
It is not just even how can you go and tap the NSA phone?
If indeed he did, but he is going to answer for it.
And he will be hearing the president's conversation. Then he will be relaying those things to the terrorists in the bush, his brothers.
All right then. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for calling in. Really do appreciate your call, but we've got to go on a break. But let me use the opportunity to tell you that the commissioning of projects by the Delta, in Delta, University of Delta, Agbo Delta State, by Governor Sheriff Oboroway is about, we will be covering that live, but we'll take a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. You can rejoin us on our YouTube channel. And as for those in the diaspora, watching us in diaspora, nothing changes for you. But do stay with us, please. We'll be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Okay, again, you know, our guest is a security consultant and retired assistant director, DSS. The very improbable story that Mr. Nasir El-Rufai has provided everybody with, and people are beginning to wonder if everything is okay with him. He shot himself in the foot, but that's not the way that the security agencies are going to be looking at it. Tell me, Dennis, if, taking him at his word that he has been able to achieve this feat, an ordinary civilian being able to tap into the phone line of the NSA. Tell us the inherent dangers of such, just taking him at his word.
All right. You know, first of all, it's impossible. He was not able to do that. Like I told you, NSA president, chief of staff, DSS directors, all of them, they talk on secured lines.
Yes.
Not even WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yeah, not even
exactly.
WhatsApp.
They're not into WhatsApp.
End-to-end encryption, okay? Now, let's say that he has been able to tap. Yes, there are technical equipments that you can use, actually, you know, because I say these lines are, although they are very, very well protected, they are not immune to a professional. And that's how other countries, the CIA, the FBI, even our own, you know, DSS, when they want when something concerns national security, they will get that information that they want, you know. And if in a situation, let's say that is right, if he does it, it means that, you know, he's actually, because remember, that's why I'm saying that it's political. The political angle is very rife, whereby maybe he's trying to play to the gallery and telling his new party members that, hey, see, listen, if they can listen to us, we can also listen to them, you know?
Yes. That was a bit, excuse my saying so, it sounded a bit childish. They're not the only one. We can do it too. But let me bring...
We have our way.
We have our,
government does it, so we can do it too.
Mr. George has called in. Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to Mr. Makri.
Yeah, good
Uncle
morning.
Yori, you know, when El-Rufai was not confirmed by the Senate,
yes,
I have been in the forefront, you know, advising that he should be, whatever he has done, he should be allowed to join the cabinet. Because of the drive I see in him in achieving results. But truth is beginning to come out, and I'm so disappointed with what I'm seeing and hearing about El-Rufai. You know, the Senate at that time said their reason was for security. It was for security reasons they couldn't confirm him. They didn't give details.
This was after the president had sent his name to the National Assembly. The president was about to appoint him, but the National Assembly now demurred.
They said their reason was related to security, which they didn't disclose to the public. But from what we are seeing now, the National Assembly is justified. How do you bog the phone of the country's national security advisor?
If indeed he did.
You come to the public to boast about it.
To boast about it. So
that means what the national security advisor is discussing with the president, you are listening. Or what do you want to do with it?
Even if it, yes, sir. But even if it is so, why are you yourself saying so outside there in the marketplace? This is the part.
It's arrogance, and it is because the time for him to be exposed has come. He will be the one to give a cost to it.
Indeed.
Because if it was somebody that went to report him now that he did this, he will say, no, he's not the one. But he has used his own mouth to say, yes, and it's on video. So how is he going to do? And he knows very well that he has a case of corruption charge with his state
House of Assembly. Yeah.
Pending with the EFCC. And now we are also hearing that, you know, the government said they have a list of people who are known to be supporting the bandits and these criminals.
That's right.
That this man's name is on that list. So how are we going to marry all these things together with the integrity I used to believe about him? I'm unable to do that. I'm unable to do that anymore.
Indeed. Well.
So the matter has to be treated with the urgency and
that it deserves. Indeed.
We
Indeed.
need to secure our country. So many people are dying of insecurity.
Indeed.
And if this is one of the ways to arrest it, so be it.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George. The DSS people, they're experts in there, and I would not be surprised if a mental or psychiatric evaluation will not be part of their investigations. Because which criminal goes to the authorities and begins to confess to what, usually people find all sorts of ways to deny that it is them. But you are saying that this most heinous of crimes, this highest of all crimes, I am doing it. I have accomplices. Okay, since you've helped us thus far, so that's why I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, Dennis, you're not in service anymore. But do you people also do mental evaluations or psychiatric evaluations to see if this is one of those kind of people?
Oh yeah, definitely. If the person is unstable.
Okay.
If the person is found to be unstable during interrogation, then there are doctors that are going to be called in. There are doctors even in the DSS, who are going to evaluate the patient to see, because maybe what the person is saying is not out of their own will, So it's a medical situation. Even if you kill somebody, if it's found out that you didn't do it voluntarily, you did it because of a mental or psychological problem, then that will be looked at differently.
Or maybe that you didn't even do it at all, but because you have some sort of a psychosis, here you are roping yourself in. These psychologists must have a way of determining how much of this is deflection and how much of this is actual truth.
In fact, this particular case we have, I don't think you need a psychologist to even look at it, because the person concerned has a long list, a rap sheet of events that he has been involved in. He has said so many things. In fact, in some circles, he's called a disruptor. Where he does or says certain things because he feels, there is this idea of, how do I call it now? He feels that he's above the law. In a way, he feels that it's a sacred cow. Nobody can do anything to him. He's in a way above the law,
And it's out there. It's out there that he has boasted that he has fought, two national leaders to a standstill. One of them is in his grave now. The other one is somewhere else, but here he is. So you begin to look at this kind of a man, say, what's going on here? And many people would have, before all of this happened, and perhaps they began to doubt now, would have been thinking that intellectually this man is sound. He's something of he's been seen as something of if not an intellectual, at least a student, of knowledge. And for him to be speaking like this, you begin to wonder how seriously he is to be taken. But you put evidence out there, and the authorities are going to be investigating it. Most importantly, he has said that we have our ways. The DSS is going to be very interested in knowing those ways.
Yes, that we have our ways thing is going to really trap him in. And he cannot just say it and then allow it to go, because coupled with that is sense of entitlement, because he has a strong sense of entitlement. Has been a very, very important person, on his own. But there are limits
to how far you can go. Tony, yes, exactly. Tony in Jos, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Okuyori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Morning, my brother. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm morning to your guest there.
Yes, Mr. Makri.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes. he has been doing a good job in line with security issue in this country.
Okay.
Well, coming to El-Rufai, I would say that there is one thing human being doesn't understand. It's like we don't have shame in this country any longer. What is called shame, we don't have it any longer. And when you don't have shame, when you are found in governance or in government environment, you are me. You sound to probably mislead your people. What am I trying to say? I think we have a governor of Borno State. Governor of Borno State, is he behaving the way El-Rufai behaved when he was in Kaduna for 8 years? Or even Uba that is there now? Can we compare the leadership of El-Rufai with the present leadership of Uba Sani there? That you wake up during the time of El-Rufai, you wake up, it's own local government. Killing. Massive killing.
Okay.
You wake up another day, it's another killing. Another local government.
Okay. Yes,
and
Tony.
all manner of utterances he has been making.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Do you know that when you...
We wanted to deal with the actual incident at hand where this man has made this spectacular indictment of himself without prejudice to the other things that you also have in mind. But thank you for calling in. When you started out with we don't have shame again in this country, I said, hey, you see now, they have annoyed Tony. Now Tony has just whipped all of us together. There are a lot of people who do have shame in this country, to paraphrase what you are saying, which is, which I think what you meant is that they don't know how to behave properly. I think that is essentially what you were saying. But there are a lot of people who do know how to behave. So that they wouldn't fit into your direction. But thank you very much for calling in nevertheless. It's the whole boldness of the case. In fact, to follow Tony a bit, you know, the shamelessness of conducting himself, such a high-ranking person in society, conducting himself in that way, I think that's what brought about Tony's construction. Because no person of... you know, how does one put it? No statesman, and that is certainly what he's trying to be, would conduct himself the way in which he was conducted. So, Tony,
he's supposed to know better. He's supposed to know better because he was a governor, he was a minister.
He was a minister. He was a governor.
Yes.
So
a person like that should know better.
But he has chosen this path for himself. I think the DSS will be saying something along the lines of, you know what, Mr. El-Rufai, we have your time. Bring it on. Since you set up the agenda, let's go through it one by one. The EFCC is there. They have, again, it looks like everybody is being quite meticulous with him. The EFCC have released him on administrative bail. But as he was about to step out, well, another agency of government is waiting for him, and so they have picked him up. And I don't know, we'll see whether they will allow him administrative bail on this as well. But what is there, I don't know, how does one put it? Is there a lesson for our leaders to take from what Mr. El-Rufai has actually done that has led to all of this? Because there are a number of leaders, who speak anyhow. And it was Ada who was complaining that people just say anything and the government just lets them be. Are there lessons to be learned from all of this?
There are lessons to be learned, Yori. There are many, many lessons. First lesson is the one with the EFCC. 230-something billion naira. You know, nobody knows where it went to. You know, and that's what the EFCC is looking at. You know, of course, the ICPC, the same thing. So if you're a governor and then, of course, you've been pocketing the money, you know, these security votes that they've been pocketing, you know, runs into billions every month, millions. And they you know, they just put it in their pocket without doing anything.
But he was saying in that interview, this interview that has now become that has become a sensation. He was saying in there that he's very careful to keep records. He crosses his T's, he dots his eyes.
The records are going to come out.
These records will now come out.
You know.
Yeah, indeed. Mr. Okpara in VI, good morning. Okpara in VI, good morning to you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, it's been a long time.
Indeed.
I've been away for some time now.
Oh, indeed. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Please, concerning the topic,
yes.
You can understand that what goes around goes around.
Well, explain that a bit. Explain that a bit.
El-Rufai and President Tinubu, they are 5 and 6 before.
Okay.
And when things are going wrong, they are praising each other. But today, look at it. Somebody must give account of himself, even before God and man. So whatever is happening to him, Nigeria care less. Because they are the one that put the whole nation where we are today. You know? So let him face his own trial and whatever he's facing. There's no reason about that. Thank you.
Okay, indeed. Thank you. Well, I think Nigeria cares about, you know, let the right thing be done. Let justice be seen to be served. Let it be investigated. This even reminds me, it's totally unconnected, but King Charles of Great Britain, when his brother has been arrested, it's an unprecedented event. I understand that it hasn't happened in God knows how many centuries.
400 years.
400 years. The king put out a statement that let the right thing be done. Let it be done fairly. Let it be done by the appropriate authorities. In fact, we even hear that in the UK that I'm referring to now, which I said is not really connected with any of this, the palace was not even informed that the brother of the king was going to be picked up. That's the kind of level of professionalism. He heard it when everybody else heard it. And the king has responded that let the right thing be done and that he will continue to serve the country. Now, coming back home, Rufai has done, the point has been made that he seemed to be a bit close to, you know, the president in the build-up to the election that brought the president into power. He was working with the president, perhaps even it could be said was working for the president and had certain expectations. So I don't know what the problem is. The president did put him forward, but the president can't appoint him in his office. He must send it for approval to the National Assembly. So we can take the understanding that the president was minded to making him something in government, but the National Assembly said, we exercise our right to, you know, demur Mr. President, so we're not going to authorize this. And I think that's where problems started from. And now it has turned to outright hatred, because he was saying, additionally, you recall, Dennis, in that interview with Charles Aniogolu on Arise TV, that at the end of all of this, we will be removing, he's going to work to remove Mr. President from office. As I said, you people over there, your people over there, you have retired now. You are enjoying. You have retired. They are still in the kitchen, so to speak. They will have to decipher all of this and determine what it means and where dangers lie. But
no, you have to know that you know, there is nothing wrong with removing the president. You know, because that's what democracy is all about, right? Now they are going into election period, like we said, and if his political party is strong enough, you know, to remove the president, yes, you know,
which can only be done by persuading people not to vote for the president. If you can achieve that, that's the only legitimate way.
But I want to remind you, Yori, that this particular subject is one that they have to be very careful with, because he believes in unconventional ways of removing government.
Okay,
you know?
this is what
it has happened with Jonathan, and search properly into him, you will see it.
Okay.
So I believe that he feels that, yes, he can now use he wants to delegitimize the NSA, and that indirectly delegitimizing the government.
Indeed. Let me quickly take our last caller. I beg your pardon, Dennis. Clement in the UK. Good morning to you, sir. Clement, good morning. Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in. Yes. Go ahead, please.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm following your program regarding with the man you are
Mr. Makri.
Yes. Regarding to Malam El-Rufai, he's a bona fide, very highly big politician, well known by everybody, and he has been doing well in all the things because anyway, Nigeria is a very complex country now, and we all know the role he played during the last election of President Tinubu. They were all party. But now when all these things are arising about the corruption, anti-corruption, ICPC is happening, they say Kama must always take his place. But if he has involved himself, he has soiled his hand, he just has to answer the call and go and answer the call and clear himself since he said he has all the records. So that's the way it is. We want our country to be proud of us. We are here in Western world. We see how everything works here. But I don't know why our leaders cannot implement it at all. So those are just what I want to contribute to. Thank you for your good job, Yori.
Thank you very much.
I should just contribute my little quarters.
Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. As he was saying, he worked with the president right up until the president became the president, and he was, if the National Assembly would not approve, if the Senate would not approve the president's request for him to be, passed as a minister, can you blame the president for that? You now go into a blind kind of hatred, and here we are. But Dennis, thank you very much for coming on and for us to have this conversation from a perspective of somebody who's been in there. But it's going to be a thorough investigation. These things are not quick, are they? They take a bit of time, right?
Well, I think there's enough materials to, fasten it up.
Because he has done a lot of work for them.
Oh, yeah. His details have been piling up for a while. So, a very good investigator should be able to wrap it up quickly.
Thank you very much. Our guest has been Dennis Amakere, MON, security consultant and retired assistant director, Department of State Security. Appreciate you coming on the program. Okay, we're going to have to leave it here for now, but do please join us on Monday for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.